Do you find with your golf game, you want to have lessons, but you really struggle to find that connection with that right teacher, whether it's online or in person? Well, today I have a treat for you because we have a PGA Master Professional who's also an amazing human being who I had on the Mod Golf podcast, and we have on today on the Mod Golf YouTube channel. So my guest today is Claude Brousseau, who is a PGA Master Professional based in Wailea, on Maui, in Hawaii. And we had a fantastic conversation earlier on the Mod Golf podcast. I got the link down to that below, where we had an extended conversation. But here we're going to mix it up a little bit and have a slightly different conversation. So after you watch this, hopefully you'll be interested to go back and be a listener on the podcast. So let me bring him on here. There he is, coming live from beautiful Maui today. Claude, thanks so much for joining me on the Mod Golf YouTube channel.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know we only have a couple minutes with you here because you're booked up solid. You're ready to head back to the lesson tee right behind you there. So I have some other questions for you. We did talk about your journey of growing up in a small town in Quebec, north of Montreal, not being exposed to golf at all, your journey as a nurse in Florida and everything that led you to where you are now. And I love that story, but I want to mix it up a little bit here and talk about you personally here to start. And what inspires you in life, both in golf and outside of golf? Can you tell us that, please?
That's a great question. I think what inspired me is the human potential, because we all have it now. Are we realizing it or not? We need help along the way to do that. But what motivates me every day is, how can I make a human being closer to what they can do?
And you do that in life, not only yourself personally, but also on the lesson tee. So tell us about that a little bit. You did become the #1 rated teaching professional in Hawaii for multiple years just by luck. So tell us about what you just said there about reaching your potential. How can myself and our viewers, if they join you on the lesson tee, how can you help unlock that potential that's trapped inside of every golfer like myself?
Great. So first, I will share with them that golf, G-O-L-F, means, for Claude and now you that would be in front of me, game of life first. Golf, G-O-L-F, game of life first. Then how would you do that is, you need to learn first, then train, then expect to perform. I need to be realistic with you and your expectation, making you understand that you cannot start to perform first. And then we will make sure that you know what you do well first. Most of the golfers come and they say, please, 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 Claude, tell me what I do wrong. And then they will do a great shot. Then I will turn towards the golfer. Let's call in, how did you produce that good shot? They will say, I don't know. So I want to make sure that they know what they do when they produce a good shot first. Then we will find out where they can get better in the rest of their game.
Interesting, interesting. And I've learned this in entrepreneurship and innovation, the work I do there. And I think it does apply to golf. So I want to get your take on this. There's this system that was devised by the president of Toyota many years ago in the 1950s, 1960s, called the 5 Whys, about drilling down into what the root cause of something is, why the assembly line broke down, not just that it broke down and it's cost us 3 hours of productivity, but drilling down to why. It's like, well, the assembly line stopped. Why did it do that? The next question and the next question. And then it turns out because there's not enough lubricant being applied to some part that you need to fix after asking those questions of why. Do you apply that 5 why system to your teaching of drilling down and getting to the root of what causes something rather than just people randomly trying to figure that out by trial and error?
Absolutely. I use that all the time because we can find the most important thing that we need to fix first. And then in golf, little things make a huge difference on the process and the outcome. So I want to make sure that they understand the why of the process And then little thing like, okay, let's say better aiming, the human brain then will not have to make a compensation for putting the ball at your target. So it's important to know why, and then how to make sure that you own the information as well intellectually, that what I call sensorial in your body, to make sure that you can self-correct rapidly.
Now, I know of your students, and I've read the over 50 testimonials that you sent me, and your students, yeah, A, they love you, and B, you exceed their expectations. But it sounds like there's no quick fixes here. What you provide, and there's usually so much information, I get overwhelmed sometimes. It's easy to do that in golf. How do you manage to hone in on whatever with that student, what the low-hanging fruit, maybe that biggest thing that needs to be fixed, that they can correct, and then it sticks for more than one round or a week?
Great question there. So basically, I explained to them that if we make some adjustment in their swing, we will always start to make adjustment in what I call the pre-swing. You're not moving the club yet. We want to make sure that your fundamentals of, let's say I use an acronym BPGA. So B stands for ball, P for posture, G for grip, how you put your hands on, A, aim and alignment. So 90% of the shot for anybody who plays the game are missed. You have not even swung the club yet. So by helping them so they don't feel overwhelmed, I always say, okay, make sure your basics are covered. Then let's look in the swing. Then let's make 1 or 2 adjustments in your swing, no more. Then when you go on the golf course, if you miss a shot, please do yourself a favor. Do not blame the swing first. Let's check your aiming. If you were aiming 30 yards off your target, your brain is a smart machine, is athletic. It will have to make a compensation. So they have a system that they can coach themselves. Then this way, golf is a different sport in the way that the coach is not with you on the course when you play. If you play basketball or any team sport with coaches, they can call the timeout and say, okay, Colin, come here. You remember this is this. But on the golf course, you have to do it yourself.
And that gets me into trouble more times than not. So yes, can't wait to see you. Hopefully later this year, and we can work on some of those issues along with my short game. So one thing I learned is that you were ranked in the top 100 teaching professionals in the U.S. for growing the game. So can you tell us about why that's important to you and how you are intentional and actionable about that? Because a lot of people that talk about growing the game, but it is lip service. So I know this is really important for you to diversify the game, to make it welcoming and inviting for people to be honest about it, that aren't middle-aged white guys like you and I. So how, I know you're passionate about this. Tell me about the initiatives that you support and build in growing the game and making it welcoming for everybody.
Thank you so much for asking that question. So I'm involved with Firsty organization. So Firsty, they've been in place for 25 years. They created opportunity for over millions of young golfers who could not necessarily get into the game. They do the drive, chip, and putt. And then if you qualify, you can be at the master. That's pretty cool. I'm involved with that every time in here on Maui when they have the drive, chip, and putt. We are at Wailea Golf Academy. We are a Firsty facility. So we have regular workshop and class for these young players. I also participate every year in the Women's Golf Day. It's in June. We do have special event for that, so I participate in that. I'm involved with the Fold of Honor. Every year we raise money. We give them access to come at the academy. Other thing that I do is golf is such a great game that you can start at any age. It's help you to know about yourself, and then it's never finished. That's the beauty of it. So I think it's important to grow the game, because when you taste it, you want to stay in it. So we got study on that. If we can help the golfers and the players to break 100, they become a golfer for lifetime. And so many people are thankful, Claude, you changed my life, because I'm in golf now. So when people come for coaching here, I say, okay, this is a lifestyle. Try it, hire a good coach, be patient with the process, and enjoy the ride.
Love that. Love that. And I know myself, very much like you, I did not grow up in a golf family or a golf culture at all. I started playing when I was 18 or 19, still playing a lot of other sports, basketball, hockey, baseball, those type of things. And didn't take the route that you took, which I encourage again viewers to go listen to the podcast, because you talk about your journey and how you really just laser focused on that. I just aim farther and farther left for my big sliced banana ball, which I've taken almost 3 decades to try to get rid of, which I kind of have now. But I also know that in my mind that my best golf is still in front of me, because I'm learning more. I'm playing with people and friends that are better than me, and they're so gracious as far as what I'm learning, and even learning from friends and mentors. I consider yourself one of them, that I learn from you and improve. So that's the exciting thing also for golf, and why it's the most popular sport in Canada. As far as participation, I think also in the US also, is you do not age out, and it can be whatever you want it to be, as far as whatever tees you play from. Maybe you're playing adaptive golf also, and it's just that wonderful inclusive game that I don't know how you see it on the island, but I know on the mainland, outside of golf, there's still that stigma. People think it's elitist, and people think it's not inviting and stuffy, but we know it's different, and we have to keep that conversation going and keep inviting people for that first experience. And it sounds like you're doing that, and I applaud you for that, and keep going, please.
Thank you. Yes, and then the LPGA are doing a lot of workshop in inclusive people that come in the game. So we participate in that as well. But when it's, you got different level of the beauty on Maui, let's say. You got golf courses, yes, the entrance price is for the 1%, but we have a local golf courses, Wailea. It costs only for the local resident like $15. So it's not we need to, like you said, educate people that everything is relative. If you spend X amount of dollar, let's say you go to the movie, okay, but you can be on the golf course for 2 or 4 hours for about the same price. So it's affordable if you can look at place for that. And then it's more like it's a lifetime. It's such a great exercise. You can walk, you can ride, you make friendship. The beauty of golf as well, like you said, you can start at any age. The youngest player I have is 5 years old, and the oldest I had last week is 95. And then that person still enjoyed the game. Of course, need to be more realistic as we age, but like you mentioned, you can play from the correct tee. And then for the kids, we have here at Wailea Kiki's tees, so we have them in front, and it's a great game.
I agree. I totally agree. And I'm going to put it out there to all of our viewers here, a bit of a challenge, I guess you can say. The power of invitation. I encourage everybody this week, you're going to play a round of golf, maybe not a full round of golf. Maybe it's like an executive course or a par 3, maybe something not as daunting as a par 72, 6,800 yard course. To invite someone who's never played the game before out, even just to hit some balls, do something golf related for their first experience. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I've got a little pitch and putt up close to where I go out there in the mornings. I'm going to invite someone that I know that's never played before, bring some balls, bring some clubs. So I'm going to do it. So I encourage everybody out there to do it, that power of invitation, because otherwise people aren't going to play on their own, because it is intimidating. So I encourage everybody out there to invite someone to have their first golf experience.
This is a great idea. And also, I often share with the people, you don't need to go for 18 holes. We have a 9-hole rate here. We have the kids play for free after 3. So the family comes, enjoy the sunset on Maui. After 3 o'clock, there is not that many players on the course. It's a great experience. We even have at the blue course, you can just get a golf cart, go around and watch the sunset, have a glass of wine, and just introduce people of the beauty that you can experience when you play. So I like your idea to invite people to go and play golf and experience it.
There we go. I'm doing it. Maybe I should do a video series. I've thought about this. Maybe introduce 50 new golfers in 50 days and bring new people out. Just got an idea. Stay tuned on the YouTube channel. That's going to happen. Okay, to finish up here. So, hey, if people are now intrigued, it's like, I've got to learn more about Claude and what he does. I'm going to go to Maui. I want to book a lesson or a series of lessons. Where can they learn more about you? And I believe also you've got a video series so people can watch. So tell us about those two things, which we will also include the links in the comments below for people.
Thank you very much. So you're welcome at Wailea Golf Academy. The view is fantastic. You get the best expertise. So now, if you want to get in touch with Claude, there is 2 ways you can do it. But the best way to watch my videos, I get 38 videos with Golf Channel. They're all on my website. I produce videos for Sport Illustrated as well. So go to Claude, CLAUDE, 4, bestgolf.com. So Claude for bestgolf.com. And then that will bring you to my website. There is a booking engine there if you want to have your time with me when you visit. That's one way to do it. You want to do the beauty also of the Wailea, so you can visit WaileaGolf.com. So these 2 sites will bring you to us here.
Keep it nice and simple, nice and simple. Well, hey, people watching out there, if you enjoyed this conversation that I just had with Claude, please subscribe to the channel. Hey, leave a comment and like, because that's how we're going to be able to grow here. And go watch some other videos. I've had other amazing entrepreneurs and just great human beings like we've had with Claude on here today. So Claude, let's finish up here. Thanks so much for joining me on the Mod Golf YouTube channel today. I've enjoyed this conversation and look forward to seeing you in person sometime very, very soon.
It will be fantastic. Mahalo and aloha.